Welcome once again to MVB Life Empowerment Sessions, where we bring you wisdom nuggets. So today I have new guest panels, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves before we jump into the topic for the day. To our right, who do we have? Extreme right.
Yes, my name is Prince Boafo. Some of you may know me, but I'm a member of New Directions Bible Temple. Um, I'm the one usually who plays the piano. So if you haven't been watching the live stream, make sure you go check it out. Okay, New Directions Bible Temple. A little bit background, I'm an NYU alumnus, so I went to NYU, graduated. I'm bragging a little bit, but hey,
Please
this
do.
might inspire someone.
Please do.
Graduated with mechanical and aerospace engineering. Currently, I'm working as a network engineer, right? So that's a little bit about me. I'll just pass it on to.
Our next guest panelist.
Hi everyone. So I'm Kinza. Just to brag a little bit as well. I'm from Grenada. Woo! Yes. Well, a little bit about me. Yeah, I currently attend LIU. That's Long Island University. I'm pursuing my master's degree in healthcare administration. And yeah, I'm just one of those people who is very passionate about healthcare. I'm a healthcare girly. So yes.
Wonderful. You see, we're bringing you people with some stature and emotional intelligence, academic intelligence. So you know they're going to be telling you some interesting stuff. So I will just jump right into the topic. But before we do that, I know he said he goes to New Directions Bible Temple, and you can see we are all matching. We are representing a program that's coming up. Can you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yes, sure, definitely. I think last year we had similar program, went very successful. This year we want to make it even better, right? So it's themed uplifting hearts, equipped to worship. It's happening actually 2 separate days. This time it's gonna happen on the 18th, which is on a Sunday. So it's a more like a music seminar. We talk about music. It's more like a discussion. So make sure you're here on Sunday. We have special guests. The award-winning Elder Kenneth Appiah. I'm sure you guys know, right? The founder of Soreness. We also have Kwame Jr. and we have so many surprises, right? So make sure you show up. And there's also on the 24th, which is the main music event, right, where we gather to worship, right? 4:30 p.m. sharp. Let's all join, in this auditorium at New Directions Bible Temple. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Make sure you say hi to me, okay? So in case.
Wow. I need him to come and be giving you introductions all the time because this brother was born to be on camera. Woo! You just hit me there. So, guys, I'll put details in the bottom about the event dates and also the times. Hopefully, you can come and join us. I'm telling you, you will be blessed. Um, Again, this is from a spiritual intelligence point of view. So, this channel is all about being well rounded. So, we'll jump into the conversation right away. I have questions for you guys. Are you guys currently seeing someone? Are you currently in a relationship?
You want to go first? Okay.
First.
Yes,
Yes.
I am. I am.
Okay. And my brother, are you?
Okay, yes, I am in a relationship as well.
Okay, I love that. I
Yes.
am already snagged in a relationship. So we are all in a relationship. We're going to be talking about relationship topics. And even if you're not in a relationship with a partner, we are in relationships every day with people, our parents, brothers, sisters, our coworkers, and things of that nature. So my question to you is, what are the key elements for a healthy relationship? What do you think, makes a relationship healthy? Because we hear there are toxic relationships, and then the opposite of that would be a healthy relationship. So to you, what do you think makes a healthy relationship? I'll start with Prince.
Okay. That's a good question, right? So, relationship wise, I'm not the expert, right? I would say I'm very new, right? I'm still learning, right? So, but from my perspective and from what I've been through and what I've seen, right? I think personally, for someone to have a healthy relationship, right, you need to have some form of foundation, right? Just like, you're building a building, right? You need a foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, it crumbles, right? You can have the nicest house that looks good on the outside, but if anything happens, a disaster or a small hurricane or rain happens, right, it could crumble, right? So the foundation is what is very important, right? And as a Christian, right, you always want to put God first in your relationship, right? Already we do have relationship with God, right? And for me personally, my relationship with God is very, it's just really nice, right? It's that emotional connection you have with Him that words can describe, right? And just like that, God also likes you to replicate it with whoever you dating, right? Um, in Christianity, we talk about marriage a lot, right? When two people come together, they essentially become one, right? So you want to put God first. Once God is on top, everything should follow up, right? The relationship gets better over time, definitely. Yeah.
So a key element for you for a healthy relationship is one that is centered on God. God first, everything goes under because we know that God is kind, God is loving. He has all these attributes. So if the Father has these amazing key attributes and you respect God, then you're going to treat your partner the same way. That's resulting in a healthy relationship. So, my beautiful sister Kinza.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say, so what he said was very important. You have to have a relationship with God before anything else. That basically sets the foundation for everything else that you will do, right?
Right.
But a few other elements that I would add would be trust, love, respect, and also sacrifice. Yeah. So I'll just briefly touch on each one of them. So trust, you have to trust the person that you're dating. But before you can even trust the person that you're dating, you have to trust yourself. I always say you can only trust someone else as much as you trust yourself. Sometimes, well, I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make in relationships is that you go in with a lot of insecurities, right? And sometimes you're that insecure because the insecurity is probably really within yourself, but then you're projecting onto the person. Maybe the person hasn't really done anything wrong to you, but because of how you feel about yourself, or maybe even past experiences, you now bring that baggage into that relationship with that person, which is not healthy. So, one of the biggest things that you have to learn to do is to trust yourself so that, you can eventually trust somebody else and the person that you're dating. And the next one was love. Well, yeah, you have to, of course, you have to love the person.
Giddy feelings.
Definitely.
So people think that for a relationship to survive, you love is the only thing that you need. That is very false. You can love somebody and you guys can still
Fall apart.
be unable to like actually sustain a relationship together. So but it's still important. It's not the only thing, but it's still very important. So if you don't love, and by love, I always say if you want to know what love means, you have to read 1 Corinthians 13. That whole, if there's anything that's missing, you have to rethink and reconsider what your definition of love is, because love is not just the butterflies and the, oh, I feel so good today, I'm in love, da 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 da. Yeah, it's a lot more than that. Like, you have to be patient, kind, don't envy, all those things, love encompasses all of that. And then also, what was the other one I
Was
said?
trust, love,
Trust,
Love, trust,
respect.
respect. Oh,
respect. Yep.
respect. This one.
With a hard though. She said,
right?
Yeah, you have.
Flashbacks.
Oh, you have to respect. Yeah, respect is huge. And same as trust, if you respect yourself, it will be easier for you to respect other people, right? So, but you have to respect the person that you're dating. In a relationship, people always say that women want love and guys want respect. So, for us ladies, um, one of the things that we really have to learn how to do is respect our partner. It's not that the guys don't have to respect us as well, but it's big for women, okay? But yeah, you guys do have to respect us too, okay?
For
So,
sure, definitely. You
yeah,
know,
you have to be
healthy
respectful.
balance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And sacrifice, yeah. When you're dating somebody, if you're dating with the purpose of,
Marriage.
eventually being married, you have to learn how to sacrifice. And love is one of those things where you have to make up in your mind that you're literally, if you want to be with this person long term for the rest of your life, is you have to make a decision to, it's like you laying down your life every day for this person. Things that you wouldn't do on a regular day, you're now dating somebody, you're involved with a whole other human who's different in so many ways, and they might say or do things that you don't like, but you have to sacrifice. Because they're doing things in a way that you don't like, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, but you have to sacrifice and say, okay, this is my way of doing things, but let me be open to their way of doing things. Yeah.
We love that. So I'm gonna go back to Prince, right? How important is intentionality for you in a relationship? Because obviously it's kind of hard if you are in a relationship with someone who's not intentional. Like we said, like she mentioned sacrifice, right? So how important to you is intentionality?
right. That's a good question. Personally, right, when it comes to relationship, you definitely have to be intentional about what you do, right? What happened is oftentimes most people, especially when they start having a relationship, right, they're not intentional about who they are, for instance, right? And oftentimes, yeah, from for the beginning, things may work as nice, right? Um, Roses, rainbows, or whatever, right? But you notice after some time, it creates a lot of problems, right? So when having a relationship, you really want to be intentional about, how you genuinely feel about the person, for instance, and that goes a long way, yeah.
Be intentional. You have to show. Um, Kinza, in your own thoughts or understanding, how do you want someone to show you intentionality? Because it's all in actions, right? So kind of. So please share.
Okay. So, that's a very nice question. So, okay. So, being intentional for me is you start a relationship and you know that you have an end goal, right? And so, throughout the course of the relationship, you are consistently working towards the end goal that you have. The problem would be if you're dating, or I'll speak for myself. So, if I'm dating someone who's not saying, hey, this is the plan that we have, this is what we want to do, we set timelines, or we set goals at least. Not necessarily rushing the timelines, but you know that in mind you have goals that you want to set. You're going somewhere, right? So for me, that's what being intentional is. I would want somebody who shows me that I see you in my future. Because what's the point of dating somebody if you don't see them in your
You know,
future? That
somebody else can do it.
I agree.
Oh yeah, some people do it. It's That's like casual dating. I don't have time. So, yeah. So somebody who makes it clear that this is where we are going. We state the goals that we have individually and make sure that they align and everything. And yeah, somebody who's clear, who's vocal about what they want, and that's important for me.
Right. So making sure that you plan, you have goals, and you show your intentionality of your love for that person with actions. So actions and words need to match. Yeah. So you don't spend people's time unnecessarily. Because sometimes, there are people that they're just jumping in the pool, right? But if you are someone out there and you're dating someone, these are things you're supposed to look at. Because we come from a faith-based perspective. I know our bishop always said, if you know there's someone that you really love and like, um, come and have sessions so you can get more understanding. So it's important that you have also a head over you, a person that's directing your pathway, so that you can figure it out to see if the person you are walking with, you're in the same alignment. It doesn't mean you're shackled. You do these things so you don't run into issues. All right. I don't know if you guys have any other contribution before we wrap up.
Yeah, so that is actually very important. So sometimes when you're in a relationship or maybe even in marriage too, you might run into issues. Relationships, like you said earlier, is not just about, it's not a bed of roses. You run into issues. But when you get into those issues, you want to know how to deal with those situations in the right way. And all that is also a part of being intentional. Um, when you have, it's important to date somebody who has a covering, right? Somebody that they can answer to so that when things go wrong, you know that you're in safe hands because the person that you are submitting to in a relationship is also submitted to somebody who is safe, right? So yeah, I do think that that's very important.
Right. And I think you mentioned something about, having some form of leadership, right, in relationship, right? I mean, you can have two masters, right, ruling each other, right? They have to be always be someone who is in charge, right? Not to say, the man has to always be in charge and full control of the person, right? But at least there should be some figurehead that everybody goes to for some form of advice or guidance, right? So things can run smoothly. Yeah.
So it's very important, like you said, to have a figurehead and a portion of how things should run, which goes back to that respect, love, sacrifice, trust. You need to have a system. Not everybody can be the head at the same time because you're going to bump heads. Like if you're in a relationship, somebody has to be like at the forefront. And you could take turns sometimes, depending on the situation, because every single person has strengths and weaknesses. But if you have the head, you always have to communicate your thoughts to the head, and then it trickles down. And then when you go for counseling, when you go for these talks with your mentor, it doesn't mean the mentor is perfect, but they have also gone through certain things that they will tell you, and you will avoid those pitfalls. So I hope you guys were blessed today. Were you guys blessed as well? I know I was digging into
Definitely,
your question.
I learned to laugh from her. Definitely, and there's some really good discussion that
Right.
had to
Because
go out there.
we want to be intentional about our relationships. We want to be intentional about what we do. And I feel like when you have the right questions, you can get the right results. And we hope other people out there, both young and old, we are all working to become better. But your questions, the right questions, will get you the right results. And the right mentors will get you the right pathway for your destiny or whatever journey that you're going for. So thank you for tuning in. Until we meet again next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Cheers.